Yeah. Hey there. Hi, good afternoon to you. This is Casual Fridays, Caregiver Coalition of San Diego. I'm Marty Dare with the County of San Diego Aging and Independent Services. We've been doing the webcast live streaming every Friday at noon, particularly with the thought in mind, if you are working and taking care of a family member at home, you're not going to have a lot of spare time to get out and hear and see some of the information that's available to you to help with your family caregiving situation. So we're here on Fridays. We also will come out to your place of work. We also have conferences during the week and sometimes on weekends throughout the county. www.caregivercoalitionsd.org if you're not already on that site to begin with. If you're on live stream, we also record these. We have a library of topics about taking care of your family member. Today we have Merritt with Elderhelp of San Diego, and she's going to talk about transportation options, how to get from here to there, how to get to the services that you need. So, Emily, thanks for...
Thank you, Marty. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We will just spend a couple minutes today talking about issues related to older adults and transportation, some of the challenges that can come up and how to overcome those barriers, and we'll talk just a little bit about what resources are available. So to get started, just looking at older drivers at a glance, there's some good news. There's a very high percentage of seniors wearing their seatbelts, very low percentage of seniors actually getting tickets. But the reality is there are increased medical conditions, changes in one's health, medications that affect alertness and ability, and all those things come together to increase older adults' risk of accidents. In addition, the problem is that when there are accidents that occur involving older adults, their ability to withstand and recover those physical traumas really becomes more and more difficult. So what we'll do is take a look at some of the warning signs that signal an increased risk in senior driving. There was a study that went over the top 10 dangerous driving warning signs, and I'll just run through those briefly. Some of the warning signs to be aware of are increased anxiety or irritation from the driver while driving, becoming lost in familiar locations, when there's confusion at on-ramps or exits, navigating that process, when there's slow reactions to surprise circumstances, when there's difficulty in making turns, wrong signaling, being in wrong lanes, wandering. Additionally, driving at inappropriate speeds is a warning sign. Increased car accidents, tickets, or warnings, obviously. When there's an increase in scrapes or dents on the car, on the garage. And lastly, dangerous driving warning sign is hitting curbs, mailboxes, other things in the area. Obviously, other conditions that warrant attention are increase in health conditions. Many of our drivers have arthritis, a loss of vision, hearing, or memory issues. So as a caregiver, when you start to notice these signs going on, that's going to trigger that you probably want to look at starting the conversation. The good news is there are resources out there to prolong seniors' ability to continue driving. You can talk to your loved one's doctor about referring the older driver to a skills assessment. There are many mature driving classes out there. AARP has one. Many of our local San Diego medical centers offer retraining classes. And then I have also talked to people that have been able to do training through their insurance company, so that's another thing to look into. These retraining classes are a great way to adapt to your conditions and allow your loved one to remain safe on the road. So those are some things to keep in mind. As I said, once these signals start to occur more often, you're going to want to start that conversation. And you, as the caregiver or family or loved one, is going to want to keep some things in mind as you approach this conversation. First of all, you're going to want to think about who is having the conversation. If it's not you, is there another loved one? Is there a spouse? Is there a friend? A doctor? You want to pick that person carefully to have the conversation. Someone that's going to be able to be open, understanding. The ability to remain calm and patient in this process is key. You're going to want to focus in the conversation on safety. That's really what it's all about. Is your loved one safe? Are those around them safe? But you're also going to want to keep in mind where your loved one is coming from. This is a huge loss to them. It's going to mean decreased independence. They're going to realize that they're going to have to start relying on others, which is a really difficult transition to make. Your older driver is probably going to feel defensive. They're going to feel sad, depressed, frustrated. There's going to be a serious sense of loss as they approach the stopping driving. So whoever is having the conversation needs to keep those things in perspective. The family members, whoever is having the conversation, is also probably going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel guilty. And you're going to probably feel worried about what this means to your loved one. So the key things to keep in mind are focusing on safety. That's key. As the one approaching the situation, you're going to want to show a genuine concern for the situation and for your older driver. Stay patient, calm, and be prepared to have to revisit the conversation. One conversation is not going to do it. So it's going to be a process. You're going to want to start the conversation early, talking about what are alternatives and how can you work this situation together. Lastly, the thing to keep in mind is you're not alone. There are many people in this situation, and fortunately in San Diego we have a great network of resources. As you know, there is the Caregiver Coalition made up of a variety of different service providers, all that have great resources. So contact us for more information about what transportation alternatives are in your area. We've got a great community resource over the phone by dialing 211. They'll be able to give you information about local programs in your area. There's also a Stride website. If you look up Stride, it's an online resource also to give you information about programs. We're fortunate enough in San Diego to have a group called the Volunteer Driver Coalition. And this is a group made up of different social service organizations that are providing transportation. Elderhelp of San Diego has our program called Seniors A Go-Go that offers escorted rides. Jewish Family Services also has a great program called On the Go. There's an additional program called ITN. So there are a lot of services out there that are giving seniors rides, either free or at a very affordable cost. You also have the whole arena of private home help agencies. These are trained caregivers that are available at hourly rates, and we have a number of private home help agencies active in the Caregiver Coalition, so we can refer you to them as well. And then another resource to keep in mind, there's a program called MTS, which is funded through the Older Americans Act. It accommodates seniors and those with disabilities to get around. It's a bus that accommodates a number of people's schedules, picks them up and drops them off at their locations. So as you can hear, there are a lot of resources. Please let us know how we can help bridge that transition and support you. But again, the key is keeping everyone safe. So that does it. Thank you for tuning in.
Great, thanks. That was terrific. See, this is very important information. There's a variety of things, and a lot of it is as Emily said, it's not that one quick fix, but something that goes on over time, over weeks and months, and you eventually arrive at a better place and a better way to get things accomplished. And a lot of that's going to happen right here every Friday. My phone, it's on set. That's why it's Casual Fridays. This is just about making sure we sit down, get the information out. The conferences will be coming up during the week. We'll have a couple in May, a couple in September. We have them in South Bay, North County, East, Central, and two in Spanish, both in South and